yeah, I mean, if you're going to take it, you know, to the nth degree, you're going to say, well, you know, the food laws and the laws for hygiene and dress and all the rest of it, you know, that they were to do. Now, in one sense, I'm guessing, you know, he was saying, look, you know, this is still in one sense current, and it wasn't wrong. I often liken it to the illustration of a ship. When I was a young boy of 12, we were on a rather large ship heading up the Queensland coast, and my little hat blew off. And the captain was steering the ship, and it went straight past his window, and he saw it go, and he saw me miss the hat. Now I thought, well, there goes my hat. That's that, you know. And I'm not a poet, and I don't know. And you know what he did? He turned that ship around, and he went back, and they put a big pole out with a hook on it, and they picked up my hat. It had a hole in it forever. And I put that hat with a hole in forever on my head. Now, why am I telling you that? It's because when he saw my hat fly, he immediately turned the tiller. But the ship kept going forward, and it did a big U-turn. It took probably a kilometre or two to get that big thing around to go facing back the other way. So he was in the process of turning, and it took some time to get. So I think these Jewish people, growing up as they did, it took some generation or so for the message to finally get through and to realise that the law of Moses was passing. Now Jesus, that lovely story, of course, where, and I love it, and I think I put it to you in an email once, where you remember when the disciples asked Jesus, you know, about the temple tax. And you remember what Jesus did? He says to Peter, you go down to the beach, you chuck your line in, throw your line in, and the fish that you pull in, open his mouth, and what's going to be there? It's going to be enough tax to pay for you and for me. And he says, what? Remember what he says? He says, we don't have to pay the tax because we are sons of the kingdom. It's already here. But, so we don't offend those. We do the right thing. Now, so that to me answers the question. Do the right thing according to the context, the cultural context in which you live, but always understanding that, as Paul later said, I'm not bound. And I really am free, but I'm in my context, I'm going to honour the consciences of those who aren't quite up to where I feel that the ship needs to be.
Yeah, what about the tithing on vegetables? Are you all going to tithe on your cumin, whatever that is, your herb that you grow? I don't think so. So I think Jesus is being diplomatic there. He's not going to say to the public, you know, I'm abolishing Moses. So you do what they say within the limits of what you also know Jesus said. I think it's probably right. You hit on the right answer. It's a diplomatic move. Paul says, I'm a Jew and I'm a Christian. And I am not under the law. And in Armstrong days, we got round that one. That was embarrassing for us, right? Paul said, I'm not under the law. Oh, we said it doesn't mean that. We said it means I'm not under the penalty of the law. That's just false. We got round it. It was awkward. So I'm not under the penalty. So you go to a Jew and you say, I'm not under the penalty of the law. No, that's silly. Here's a good principle. If no translation or commentary in 2,000 years in any language ever imagined what you say, be careful. You can still be right. But peer review is very important. So that's 1 Corinthians 9:20 is brilliant. I, Paul, am a Jew. And I'm not under the law. Now, if I go to win a Jew, I'll go and keep the Sabbath with him. I'll keep the food laws. That's clever. Paul is too diplomatic for some people. They think Paul was a hypocrite. Paul says, you know, reassure them I'm a good Jew, and yet he's not teaching circumcision. That is super diplomacy. I can accept that because Paul did it.